Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor and I am so happy that you're here. So, as you can see by the title of the video, I am doing a detailed budget with me for my second paycheck in September. We're going back to the basics, y'all. We're going back to the basics where 2021 Taylor Budgets used to do detailed budget with me's every paycheck and then do cash stuffings in a separate video. The reason why I'm doing this is because I, one, want to get back to the basics, and two, I love budgeting. I love the paper and pen side of budgeting, calculating the numbers, figuring out how to make things work, making your money enough. I love this part of it more than I love cash stuffing. So I want to get back to teaching, inspiring, motivating not only myself but all of you to make your money enough and use a zero-based budget to gain financial literacy, financial independence, all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and jump right on into it. Right before I begin, if you're new to my channel, hey, how you doing? If you're not new, what's up? All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I am using the Elevated Life Co. budget book for 2023. My partner Brittany and I, we created this book. This is our business, the Elevated Life Co. Just to give you some tea, we are not doing a book for next year. But I have decided to do a budget book of my own because I just wanted to see if I could do it, honestly. And I kind of wanted to get my creative juices flowing and create something that I knew I would be proud of. We have enjoyed our books, y'all have enjoyed our books, but we have decided to go a different route with the Elevated Life Co. So we are going to bring that to y'all when we figure it out. But for now, Taylor Budgets is going to have a new budget book for the new year. I hope that it is finished by Black Friday so I can show you it. Just a hint, there's going to be two different versions of the budget book. It's going to be the same, but two different versions. So that's just a little hint, but I'm excited about it. So it's being worked on in China right now with the vendors, and I'm excited to see what it comes out to be. Of course, I will keep you all updated with that progress. But yeah, for now, we are finishing off the year with the beautiful Elevated Life Co. budget book, and we are going to flip to my second paycheck in September. All right, y'all, let's get busy. All right, y'all, so let's get down to business. We are working with my September 8th paycheck, which is my second paycheck in September. This is kind of like a magic month for me because I receive 5 paychecks this month instead of the normal 4. Now, I am a full-time entrepreneur, which means that all of the income I receive and earn is from my business, whether that's my online shop, whether that's YouTube, whether that's brand deals. I also receive money from my daughter's dad once a month. And then what else is there? Like miscellaneous income, whatever comes up. I used to have a part-time job for about 4 years, but that ended. So I no longer have that form of income. So we are working off of, it's the fruits of my labor, literally. Like how much I earn depends on how much work I put into my business. So just to give you some context into how this budget is going to go, if you did not see my last video, which was a life update, I let you all know that Taylor Budgets hasn't been doing as well since about March. The income has decreased significantly to the point where I now have to pull from my savings to pay my bills. This is just a season. Over here, we trust God. Okay, so I'm just kind of making it do what it do right now. I'm putting in work in my business. It's just the sales are not coming as they used to, and that could be a lot of reasons. It could be I need to put new products out on my shop. It could be that inflation, you know, life is life and for a lot of us, so we can't really purchase a lot of our wants. We're really focused on our needs. Or it could be that I am completely burnt out and I just need to get back to it. So it can be a lot of reasons. I have a lot of new products coming to the shop by Black Friday, so I am excited to see how my business does around that time. But for now, if you hear anything, my mom, my brother, and Lauren are in the living room right now. Lauren is doing the most today. But anyway, really what I want to say is that we are using, or I am using, my savings to take care of all of my personal bills for the month of September. And the income that comes in weekly from Taylorbudgets is gonna go towards my variable expenses, which are in my wallet, my savings challenges, and any debt that I have. So we're gonna go over a lot in this video, which is why I wanted to make it a separate video. Not only because I want to have separate budgeting videos, but also there's a lot to go over. Let's go ahead and get started with the income I received from this last week from Taylorbudgets.com. It was $722. So my income used to look like $1,100 to $1,000 a week. Now it's looking more $250 to this amount each week. This is a good week. So you can see just by the numbers I gave you, my income has decreased drastically, but we are making our money enough. So we're working with a total of $722. In the fixed expenses section, I wrote that I'm using my 3 to 6 month expense savings account to pay September bills, and that's personal bills only. Now let me go ahead and show y'all like my bills breakdown. It's in my other budget book, my rough draft budget book. So give me 1 second. So this is my September budget calendar. It doesn't look as cute and pretty as I usually make it, but it gets the job done. So I wrote down all of the bills that come out each month. I underlined all of my personal bills in blue and all of my business bills in orange. And on the side, I wrote my personal bills for the month of September are $3,438. My business bills are $1,173 for a total of $4,611. My bill amount is crazy.
Like crazy.
It's crazy the amount I pay a month in bills. So because my income has decreased so much, I have been really looking into how I can decrease the amount I pay in bills each month. And that brings me to what I'm about to show you right now. So this is the bare bones budget worksheet from the Budget Mom. I love this worksheet. At any point in your budgeting journey, you can use this. So what I did was I wrote down the due date of all of my bills, both personal and business, the name of the bills, how much they currently are, and I kind of went through to see what I should keep, what I should lower, and what I should cut out of my budget to decrease the total amount I pay in bills each month. Just in case you can't see it, here it is. Like that. Okay. So there's also this thing called the red and green test, or like the stop and go test. I don't know what it's called, but it's red and green, I think. Basically, what this test does is determine if your bills exceed your income or vice versa. So if you're in the red, it means that your expenses are more than your income. If you're in the green, it means that your expenses are lower than your income. Makes sense, because if you're in the red and your expenses are more than your income, it means that you're paying more in bills than you're actually making to cover that amount in bills. If you're in the green, it means keep going with what you're doing, because your bills do not exceed your income. You make enough money to pay your bills. Right now, I am in the red.
What is that?
My total bills are around $4,562. For the past few months, 4 or 5 months, I have been making around $1,000 to $2,800 a month. So my bills are double what I make in a month. That is a hard stop. It is a hard do not go, do not move forward, do not collect $200. Actually, you might need to collect $200 because you need that $200. You know, it's like, it's giving not my portion. It's giving what happened. So after filling this out, I was like, I knew I was in the red, but you write it down and it's like, okay, gotcha. So I wrote down the bills that I think I can cut and lower. So let's just go through them quickly, and then in the comment section I would love to hear your suggestions. So for rent, it's $1,500. That's an amount I need to keep because I need to pay my rent. Dance tuition for Lauren is $137. I'm going to keep that because I only have to pay half of that. Her dad pays the other half. Lauren's school tuition is either $350 a month or $525 a month. It's $525 a month if I decide that she is going to do extended day, which is an extra 2 to 3 hours every day after school. $350 is if she goes to school the normal time, 8 to 3. I decided to keep that because if I need to pay the $350, I will. But again, I only pay half of that. Her dad pays the other half. Same goes if she does extended day, he'll pay half, I'll pay the other half. If I start teaching, I'm gonna need to pay the $525. Or we will need to pay the $5. It's okay, babe. Did it dry up? If I do start teaching or I find another full-time job, I'm definitely gonna need her to stay after school. So we're gonna keep that. Gymnastics. She was attending a gymnastics school. It was $98 a month for 4 times a month. I'm like, no, I couldn't do it anymore. So then, once she started school, her school has a gymnastics program, and it's $40 a month. So I decided that she would do that instead because she loves gymnastics, and it's, $58 less. So we're going to keep that. Elite dentistry. The reason why I'm keeping Lauren's stuff is because she deserves to have her extracurricular activities. It's my responsibility to increase my income, so I don't want to take anything away from her. Elite dentistry is my dentist membership. That's $38 a month. We're keeping that. My car payment is $457 a month. Gonna keep that. I can't lower it because I have a 3% interest rate for my car, and I think that's pretty good. If I try to refinance it, I'm not sure what will happen if I refinance it. I know my bill amount would go down, but I don't know if the amount of payments will go up. You know, there's always something with refinancing. It's never like straightforward, so I'm gonna keep it. My phone is $120. I'm gonna keep that. The reason is because I purchased a new phone, not recently, but like last year. I purchased it for New Year's. I purchased a new phone for New Year's, so I have to pay that off, and then I purchased the protection, so it adds to my bill. We're gonna keep that. Renter's insurance is $21. We're gonna keep that. My electric bill is anywhere between $107 to $120. I'm going to call them to see how I can lower that. My friend Tara from Journey to Wisdom and Wealth, she has this thing called budget billing for her electric company. I think it's her electric company. So I'm going to see if my electric company has something like that so I can get a fixed amount for my electric bill. Life insurance is $51. We're going to keep that. Apple storage is $3. Going to keep that. Wi-Fi cable is $114. I am going to call to see if I can lower it. Actually, I have called to see if I can lower it. I was literally on hold for 45 minutes to speak to an account manager, and then the phone disconnected. I was over it by that point, so I'm like, I'll try another day. So we are going to try to lower that. I'm going to take out cable, and I'm going to take out the phone.
I'm making slime, Mama.
Cool. So how my Wi-Fi cable bill works is I have a bundle for internet, cable, and phone. It's $114 a month. But I'm like, I don't use cable or the phone. But they said that if I take those two out, because it's like prorated or something like that, I don't know. I don't know, y'all. Don't ask me. But after I take those two out, it will probably be like around $85, $90 for internet. So that does lower it a little bit. And right now, every bit counts. Car insurance, $261. I'm going to see if I can lower that. I have gotten quotes for literally what seems like every car insurance company in the galaxy, and if I don't have full coverage, yeah, I can lower this, but I like having full coverage. But every other car insurance company is giving me like quotes in the $300 a month range, and I just can't do it. So I either have to stick with this amount or lower my coverage. Life is life. Netflix is $22. We're going to keep it, not lower it, because Lauren and I are not the only ones that use my Netflix account. My mom and brothers do too, so keep it. Apple Watch Protection is $3 a month. Keep that. SeaWorld is $25 a month. We're going to keep that. Peacock is $7 a month. I'm going to keep it because 3 of my favorite shows are on Peacock. New Girl, The Office, and Parks and Rec. I'm not cutting that out of my life. PureFlix is a subscription that my fiance and I watch. It has like a lot of Christian or faith-based movies on there. But I'm thinking of cutting it because we haven't watched it in a while, and yeah, we're just gonna cut it. So I'm moving on to the business side. My virtual assistant is $1,050 a month. I am going to call her and see how we can lower it for the meantime, because she does a lot. She takes a lot of stress away from me. So I don't want to cancel it completely, but I do need to lower it because this is a huge contributor to my total monthly amount. So we'll have a meeting to see how I can lower it. Google Suite, I'm gonna see if she can lower that amount. Zoom, I'm gonna cut, and Calendly, I'm gonna cut. I have these two as business bills because if I do receive anyone who wants to do a one-on-one with me for their budget, I use Calendly and I use Zoom. But I haven't had anyone in a while, so I'll just cut these out until I do, I guess. HP Inc. is $7 a month. We're going to keep that. TubeBuddy is $5 a month. I'm going to cut it because I don't use TubeBuddy, like, at all. Should I? Yes, but do I? No. Canva Pro is $13, and we're going to keep it because I use that for, like, almost everything. Like, everything. So that is kind of the rundown of my bare bones budget worksheet. Let me know your suggestions. Yeah. So before I get into my paycheck budget, or before we get back into my paycheck budget, I want to show you one more thing. I told y'all we had a lot to do in this video, so hope you got something to eat or drink, or maybe you're budgeting with me, you know, that would be fun. So here is my monthly budget. I drew this up in the hopes that it would go the way I budgeted. So I just wanted to show you this real quick. It is so important to do a monthly budget. It is so important to do a monthly budget before even going into your paycheck budgets, because this is the foundation. Okay, this is the foundation of a healthy budget month, because you always have this to look back on as you're going through your bi-weekly or weekly paycheck budgets, right? It's right there, the blue thing. So let's go over this real quickly. Hopefully you can see it. So remember, I told you that I'm using my 3 to 6 month expense account to pay for all of my personal bills. So that's an income source for the month of September. 3 to 6 month expenses, $3,438. That's the total amount I pay for personal bills only. And then the money I received from Lauren's dad is $450. YouTube, I'm receiving $464 this month. And I put Taylorbudgets income in a different color with asterisks by it because that's the amount I need to make this month in order for this to work, you know?
Where is my oven?
In order for this budget to flow the way I budgeted, I need to make $2,545. That $2,545 plus these two income sources right here are going to cover variable expenses, debt and savings, and business bills. So I need to make at least $2,545 for my business this month. Alrighty, so I put ties up here because I don't have a budgeted amount. I guess I could have budgeted from these numbers here, but I just left it blank. But I put it up here to let y'all know that this comes first. Okay, you pay your tithes first. You give back to the Lord first. So all of my total bills, personal and business, equal to $4,611. My total income or budgeted income for the month is $6,897. So if I subtract the bill amount from my total income amount, I have $2,286 left. My variable expenses for the month are $1,715. I have $571 left. 52-week challenge for the month is $142. What's It Like Outside is $125. Lauren's College Fund, $125. And $179 is going to go towards my Target credit card because your girl is back in consumer debt. Or credit card debt. Yeah. So that's $571 total for debt and savings with $0 remaining for a zero-based budget. So yeah, that's my monthly budget. That's the foundation, and that's what I'm going to go off of for the rest of the month. So let's flip over to my second paycheck in September now. And now we are going to break down this budget. So we went over this section, right? It took about 15 minutes to go over this section. So we're going to move on to variable expenses. Variable expenses are what goes in your wallet. These are your daily expenses. These categories in your wallet are called variable expenses because the amount that you budget into these different categories will vary. The variable expenses that you choose depend on your lifestyle. So if you have pets, one of your variable expenses may be pets because you may spend money on your pets throughout your pay period. If you have kids, that could or should be a variable expense. If you are a person who spends a lot on nails, hair, waxing, or anything like that throughout the week, that is or should most likely be a variable expense because it's what you spend on a daily basis or within your pay period. I say daily basis, but I really mean like throughout your pay period, you're going to spend in these categories the most. So here are my variable expenses. I have groceries because I go to the grocery store once or twice a week. Home stuff, that's toiletries, paper products, cleaning products. Eating out, I think we all eat out at least once a week. Gas, I think we all purchase gas at least once a week, if not multiple times a week if we commute a lot. Spending, for me, that's spending for me, for Lauren, and even for my fiance if I want to buy him something. That's all under spending. Starbucks, Lauren and I, and sometimes my fiance, we go to Starbucks more than once a week. I guarantee you that. So I budget for it instead of taking it out of my budget because
Can you feel my heart, Mama?
Instead of taking Starbucks out of my budget, which would not bring me joy, I budget Starbucks, right? So taking Starbucks out of your budget is not going to drastically change your financial journey. It's not going to help you pay off debt anymore. It's not going to help you save anymore. Most likely, if you love Starbucks, you will end up spending it and going over budget because you don't budget for it. Or maybe it's Dunkin' for you. or maybe it's Chipotle for you, or Chick-fil-A. I don't know. For us, for me and my household, it's Starbucks. Okay, so I budget for it. For dates, this is for my fiance and I don't budget a lot into this because we haven't gone on a lot of dates. We were long distance up until 3 weeks ago. So dates will get a little bit more now that he is here, but not a lot. For blessings, this is for my giving. If I see anyone in need, I will bless them with it. And that happens at least once a week. So I have this in my wallet. And it's $5 every week. But it is something that I spend on in a given week. So it is in my wallet. Like I mentioned, your variable expenses are going to reflect your lifestyle. So that is the gist for variable expenses. What you budget into these amounts can change every pay period, like I mentioned. Especially if you're just starting your budgeting journey and you're just starting with cash, using the cash envelope method, you may start higher in your budgeted amounts because you kind of don't know how to work the cash envelope system, right? Or you may budget lower and realize, ooh, I need to put a little bit more in certain categories. That's the fun part of budgeting, is figuring it out as you go. You're going to make mistakes, and that's okay. That's fun too, because then you get to figure it out. Alright, so let's fill in the numbers for this week for my variable expenses. If I didn't mention this, you're going to budget these amounts per pay period. So some of you get paid bi-weekly. These numbers are going to reflect 2 weeks of spending. For me, I pay myself every week, so this reflects 1 week of spending. So for groceries, it's $120. Home stuff, it's $10. Lauren and I, we don't need anything really right now in the home department, which is why I budget low. If I do need things, of course, this budget is going to be higher. So like I mentioned, your variable expenses are going to vary depending on what you need in the house, how much you're going to eat out that week. If you're taking a road trip and need to put more in gas, that gas amount is going to be more than it usually is. So your amounts are going to vary depending on what's going on in your life. Eat Out is receiving $40 for the week. Gas, $50 for this week. Spending is receiving a whopping $200. It never gets $200. It never even gets $100 a week. But on Sunday, which is tomorrow, my fiance Lauren and I, we are going to spend time with my best friend and her family. We're going on like a double family bowling outing, and then we're going out to eat after. So some of this $200 is going to go towards those events. Now I am cash flowing that event, which means that I'm using the current paycheck I'm in to cover events or even holidays or like family things. So usually you have sinking funds that will cover like fun money or trips or anything like that. But because my money has been funny, I've been cash flowing whatever comes up in Lauren and I's life. So in this case, we knew like a week and a half ago that we were going to do this double family outing, but because my income isn't what it used to be, I can't slowly save up for events or fun things. I have to cash flow it, which means I have to use my current paycheck to pay for things. So that's why spending is receiving much more than it usually does, because it is being used for family events this weekend. So next is Starbucks. It's receiving $40. Dates is not getting anything this week, and Blessings is receiving $5. So I like to give $5 to anyone in need throughout the week. So in total, let's bring out my calculator. So we have $120 for groceries, $10 for home stuff, $40 for eating out, $50 for gas, $200 for spending, $1.40 for Starbucks, and $5 for blessings, for a total of $465 for variable expenses. So to get the remaining amount, we're going to subtract the $465 from the total income we're working with, which is $722. So that is $257 left to budget.
Then call me back.
And if you hear Lauren in the background, she called my fiance on FaceTime, so they're talking while he's at work, and it's a whole thing. Their conversations are just crazy. He hung up? Okay, maybe he has to go back to work, okay? And I forgot to add one thing to the fixed expenses amount, which is my tithes. Can't forget the tithes.
I need to for a minute.
Okay, hold on. Tithes, and that's for my giving. So for tithes, I always give 10% of my total income, so that's going to be $72, which makes the total fixed expenses amount $72. So my apologies for forgetting to write tithes. I think because all of this was in the way, I forgot to write tithes up here. But we're going to make it work. So after having $257 left from budgeting my variable expenses, let's move a little bit backwards and take 72 off of that 257. So we have 257 minus 72 for our tithes. We have $185 left to work with. And now we're going to move on to the plan, which is our debt and savings. So this can be credit card debt. You have a car loan that you want to pay extra towards too. You have savings challenges. You have sinking funds you want to contribute to. Maybe you're paying extra on the principal of your mortgage. That can all go under here, which is debt and savings. One thing I want to mention, because I really didn't get into my personal bills on this paycheck budget sheet. If you are in credit card debt, or if you're in any debt, period, you're going to have a minimum amount you need to pay each month, right? So maybe you have credit card debt, but the minimum payment is $25. Any minimum payment, any car payment, which is the minimum payment that you need to pay each month for your car loan, mortgage payment, you have a minimum payment you have to pay on your mortgage each month. Any minimum payment for debt is going to go in the fixed expenses / bill section. And why is that? It's because those minimum amounts are fixed. Those are what you need to pay in order to stay in right standing, not only with your creditor, but with the credit bureau. If you miss a minimum payment, you're going to get dinged on your credit report, right? Or with your auto loan, or with your mortgage broker, whatever the case is. So those minimum payments should be seen as bills, because those are fixed amounts you need to pay each month in order to be in right standing. Any extra payments you make towards your debt need to go in the plan or your extra debt section. So if you're putting $1,000 towards your mortgage in the paycheck, but you actually want to put $1,100, you're going to put $1,000 up here, and then the extra $100 down here for an extra mortgage payment towards the principal. So that is something important I did want to mention, because I didn't write down all of my bills for this paycheck in this section. I still wanted to mention that because it's important. So we're going to move on to the plan. I'm contributing to 2 savings challenges and to my Target credit card. My 52-week challenge is receiving $56. My What's It Like savings challenge is receiving $50. My Target credit card is receiving $79. Now, like I mentioned, I am back in credit card debt, so I would like to do a dedicated video on the credit card debt, so I can kind of hold myself accountable with how to pay it off. So look out for that video. I hope to do that very soon. So let's figure out the total amount for debt and savings. That's 56 plus 50 plus 79 for $185. So we have $185 for the plan. To get the total remaining, we're going to take the $185 and subtract it from what we had left, which was 185. And that gives us $0 remaining to budget. And that is a zero-based budget, which means that your total income was dispersed throughout your total expenses to have zero at the end. With having $0 remaining, it means that you budgeted every dollar of your income to a place. And I just want to mention one thing before I end the video, right? So there's a lot of budgeters who have a buffer, which means that they have an amount in their paycheck that they like to keep in their checking account in order for their checking account to have something in it, whether that's for unexpected expenses that hit a checking account or just to have extra money in there, right? I think that's an amazing thing to do, especially if you're starting out doing a zero-based budget and the cash envelope system, to have something that stays in your bank account for the unexpectedness. So because they like to have a buffer, they don't understand maybe like, how do I have a buffer but still have $0 remaining? Because if I decide to keep $10 in my buffer, that means I have $10 remaining. No, you can still have $0 remaining, but your buffer can be an expense. So maybe up here in your fixed expenses, you can write buffer $10. So that $10 that you're keeping in your bank account still has a place within your total income, and you can still zero it out to zero. So hopefully that makes sense. Even if you decide to keep a certain amount of your income in your account, you can still budget that amount somewhere in your budget to zero it out. So that is basically the zero-based budget. I hope I didn't miss anything. I kind of sprinkled in monthly budgets and the budget calendars and kind of explained why I'm using my 3 to 6 month expense savings to take care of my bills. So there was a lot in this video, but I hope that I was able to answer any questions, or if you are new to the zero-based budget, I hope that I was able to teach this clearly. So let me know if you have any questions. The second thing I want to go over is if you have decided to do a zero-based budget along with the cash envelope system, which means that you're taking out a certain amount from your paycheck to cash stuff into your cash envelopes, I want to show you the paycheck denomination spread. Now, I love this because I love organization. I just love simplicity, right? This makes it so much easier to cash stuff. So this is what you use to determine which denominations you're going to put into each of your cash envelopes. These are my cash envelopes from my paycheck budget on the other side. These are in my wallet. These are my savings challenges, which I stuff in cash. And this is Lauren's college fund, which I stuff in cash. I did not include Lauren's college fund in my budget this week because that was supposed to be for an August budget, so a month ago. But I took it out of this one and cash stuffed it off camera, so just disregard that. But everything that I am cash stuffing for this paycheck, I have written down. I have written the total amount that I'm cash stuffing, and I broke down that amount into the bills that I want to use for each envelope. So in my groceries envelope, I am cash stuffing a total of $120. So I want one $50 bill, one $20 bill, 3 10s, 3 5s, 5 1s. I do the same thing for each cash envelope. FYI, these numbers do not matter. You can do whatever numbers you like. These numbers are totally up to you. So after you figure those out, you're going to add up how many hundreds you have, how many fives and how many 50s, 20s, 10s, 5s, and 1s, and what that equals in dollar value. And you can get a piece of paper, or you can get a cash teller slip like this. These are from the Budget Mom. And you're going to copy this information here to this cash teller slip, go to the bank, give this to the cash teller, and they're going to give you these amount of bills, okay? And then you're going to go home and cash stuff your envelopes. So the cash stuffing portion is what is going to occur in my next video after this. So make sure you are on the lookout for that. But yeah, that is basically the zero-based budget. If you have any questions, please let me know down below in the comments. Before I end the video, I just kind of like want to just make sure I didn't miss anything, because I did a video like this months and months and months ago. And sometimes I still even look back at that video because I think I did a really good job at explaining it. So I just want to make sure I did the same here. But like I mentioned, if you have any questions, please let me know down below in the comments. And yeah, I love y'all. God bless y'all. See y'all in the next video. Bye.